Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're tuning in to this little IGTV series, because I want to do a little series on a few heavy metals. There's some heavy hitters out there, but I thought I would introduce it by just talking about what heavy metals do to us. And there's chronic and acute metal toxicity. My name is Tanya. I work here as a Creating Balanced Health practitioner. You can also find me at a Mindful Nutritionist, and I am so lucky to be able to be here to blend my background in dental hygiene and microbiology with holistic nutrition and also habit coaching, and join all of the other wonderful practitioners here at Creating Balanced Health to help you with your awareness scans, your full scans, your remedy scans, whatever it is you choose that fits you. So January, all things bright and shiny, but also it tends to be detox month. So people purchase detox teas, they purchase juice fasts delivered to their door, and they don't know what they're detoxing from. And if you attempt heavy metal detox without really having someone to help you, or just buying supplements, that can be a little daunting at times and make you actually feel quite yucky. So what I'd like to just share with you is that this is also not medical advice. I'm not giving you advice specific for you. Reach out to a licensed practitioner and ask questions about your health, no matter where you are on that continuum. But I just wanted to reiterate, detox teas are not going to help you with getting rid of heavy metals. We are just such multifaceted beings that we need to look at things specifically, and that's what Balanced Health and Pet Medella for your pets helps you do. So heavy metals, let's get into it. We can't escape from them. They're everywhere. They are in the air. They are in our water. They're in our food supply because they're in our soil. When you think about how long we've been driving vehicles on this planet, air travel, oh gosh, cellular devices, there's off-gassing that comes from your cellular device, your computer. You can also have metals from your mouth in dentistry. They're used under crowns, in braces, not mine. I took Invisalign, so I took plastic. Metals are everywhere. So like vitamins, minerals, amino acids, heavy metals get separated into categories: essential and non-essential. So essential are the ones that our body can use. We do need certain little bits of metals or minerals in our body, but then we also have non-essential. They're deemed the ones that the body doesn't use, or if they actually use any of them, it's in such a teeny tiny amount that if it grows and sits in our body, because heavy metals do like fatty tissue. When you think of our thymus, all of our endocrine glands, our brain, which is 60% fat, just think of where heavy metals would like to go and where they like to bind to. But those ones can become all like more toxic or have more of an overload in the body and an impact. And I became aware of heavy metal toxicity when I started working in dentistry, when we still used silver fillings in the mouth. But just to continue the general topic of heavy metals, they can be inorganic or organic. And so organic is naturally occurring. That's something that is in our soil normally, or sometimes in water. And then there is the chemical process that makes metals or off-gases metals. And that's more of a chemical process. That's inorganic. Heavy metals have a strong affinity for sulfur and for bones. They like the human body, and not just fat, but bones as well. And they usually bind to enzymes responsible for controlling the speed of metabolic reactions, such as digestion, respiration, detoxification. Your body detoxifies all the time. So this is why thinking about detoxes, just specifically for a couple weeks, doesn't make sense to me. What we really need to do is support our own body's detoxification processes just with the way we live our lives as best we can. There are symptoms of acute metal toxicity, big exposures. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about chronic metal toxicity and how it shows up, because it can show up as brain fog, insomnia. It affects the nervous system, and it will even potentiate infections in the body. I mentioned that that skeleton has an affinity for metals, and it can be a big storage house. So when you think of all of the things that can affect our bones, even as we age, our body has to mobilize calcium out of the bones if we're not getting enough in our foods. And it's not just calcium, it's the vitamin D, it's all the micro minerals. Boron is a huge important mineral for you when it comes to bone building and bone maintenance. But when we're mobilizing that, what are we getting out of those bones as well? So this series is here to just start educating you a little bit more on the metals that Balanced Health does test for, whether you test yourself or your pet with Pet Medella. It gets you learning a little bit more how these culprits can affect us and how it can also, or they can also mimic other conditions in the body. So don't go away panicked about heavy metals in your air, your water, your soil. There's things you can do, very simple things. And today you can actually just start adding in some binders in your smoothies. Things like parsley, oh my gosh, cilantro, an amazing, amazing little herb to just crush in that smoothie. If you can't stand the taste of it like me, so many of us are genetically predisposed to hate that flavor, add blueberries. It can mask that. You can also add things like Brazil nuts for the vitamin E and for the selenium. The selenium may have a potentially positive effect on metals in the body. You can also add garlic, spirulina, chlorella, barley grass, green tea. There's so many things you can add. And that's it for today. Short and sweet. We'll talk in the next episode about mercury.